Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Morcillon. I thought I'd come and say hello quickly. I wasn't going to do anything, but Spirit said it's important to communicate, so I'm going to continue to communicate. And we're getting close to the Wesak, this new moon in Scorpio. For me, I have my moon in Scorpio in my natal chart, so it's like a return of the moon. It's going to announce some very powerful physical and emotional changes and all kinds of changes that will be both personal, professional. For it is the Buddha and the Christ. Every year there is this light of the Buddha that's returning, and this moon in Scorpio will be announcing it. For the highest wisdom for us today is the magic carpet. It's how to fly. It's a great acceleration of things. What we need to understand is the rose garden. So we need to enjoy that rose garden and take the time to smell the roses, to enjoy your time. Wow, what we need to do is the waves of bliss. The waves of bliss. We need to surf on the wave. So even if sometimes the waves goes down, it always goes back up, and we end up on the crest of the wave. And the outcome is the pearl before swine. You're going to have to be able to be very discriminating in relationship to the certain people. You don't want to be, they're not really good for you. There is certain, you don't want to give, in French we said, it's giving jam to pig. In English we would say, I don't know how it's in English, but pearl before swine. And so it's not jam, it's pearls. But in a sense you want to be very discriminating, and once you get there, you find the fool. You are able to stay in the moment, to make leaps of faith, to embrace all of it as one, and to receive the information in the moment of who's who, and life unfolds in relationship to what we can conceive of what it is. So I hope this resonated with you. I wanted to also say we want to bring that truth as much as possible, this understanding of that law of one, but it's going to be a challenge to bring it into the mainstream media so that people can actually know that they have this choice to reconnect to their eternal self. They don't even know they have this possibility, that choice. And so it has to enter into the collective consciousness somehow. We receive the truth of we receive more and more truth of, we discover more and more of this truth of God. We can explain it, we can't, but we're receiving it, and so it is important to communicate with the light, with those elevated energy, to create pathways of communication. For the law of one is natural law. It's how things are being governed. So once we understand natural law, which we discover through science, philosophy, religion, but in a sense it comes to one personal science eventually, or many personal sciences. But the understanding of that law, well, it's about being connected to the one that is all, beyond the polarity and duality in essence. And for we want to resonate. We're receiving. We see these source codes are being activated. We're receiving more and more information from the higher planes, and so we want to be able to resonate as much as possible with the energies. I'm going to pull one more card. Behind me is a scene. It's a painting of a scene. It's like a complex scene. I've been painting a lot of paintings on paper. They're like preparation. So the card of the day for us today is Asia. It's connecting to that energy of lucidity and serenity that is the Buddha. It's also enjoying life as much as possible. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a short video today. Finish with a song. I don't know why. It's a song. I felt like to make a song at the end, and so I chose that one. It's a romantic song. It's an older song. It goes like this. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you're always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. If I make you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied, satisfied. The little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you're always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end. It's a short video, but I thought I'd come and say hello. I have a lot going on today, so I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and I will return to you shortly. Namaste.